Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am about to do another episode of Darlene Reads Facebook Comments. I have a special one tonight. I'm going to be reading to you the question that I myself asked on Shaw's Facebook page and Dan's reply, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how I feel about all of that. First of all, I have better reading glasses, I think. My other ones weren't strong enough, so I think I'm going to wear these tonight. When I do these reading comments or whatever, of course I'm going to tell you what Facebook page I'm on. A reminder, this is all public information, but I still don't mention names unless it's Dan or whoever's replying for Shaw's, or if I do other Facebook comments, I don't mind saying the names of people from the store who are replying. But also, you will never, ever hear me read comments from groups. I don't even care if they're an open group. Closed groups, secret groups, I'm never going to let people know what somebody is saying in a group because those groups are closed. This is public. I will link this post that I'm going to discuss tonight in the info box below this video, so if you want to go read it yourself or add a comment to it, you're more than welcome to. So let's just get started. I posted this, it says 7 hours ago, so it's like 6:30. So what, 11:30 a.m. on February 25th, 2016. That's what we're talking about. I just wanted to remind you what we're talking about in this post here, and please excuse my fingers, I have paint all over me that does not want to come off. The sale that I'm talking about in this video is the sale that runs from February 26 to March 3. It is a buy two, get two free sale. Normally in the past, and I talked about this a little bit on a previous video, like if you wanted to shop this sale, you could buy like whatever's in this box, buy two, get two free. And then whatever's in this box, buy two, get two free. This time, the sale is for everything that's on this page. No, it's not the bottom part. It's just this top part. The deal is they're going to be deducting the lowest price items. So let's say for the heck of it, you bought 4 Tide and 4 Near East rice. You're going to get 4 Near East rice for free. They are significantly less expensive than Tide. If you were to separate that transaction and buy just 4 Tide, in that transaction you would pay for 2 Tide, you would get 2 Tide free. And then in a separate transaction you could do the rice and pay for 2 rice and get 2 rice free. In that scenario, doing 2 separate transactions, you're only going to pay for 2 Tide and 2 rice instead of paying for 4 Tide. You see how that can complicate things? And the thing is that where they're not really clear on the paper, a lot of people are going to shop thinking that they will be getting 2 of the Tides free, or if they buy just 2 Tides and 2 rice, they might think they're getting 1 Tide free and 1 rice free. If you're confused, you have the right to be. It's confusing. What it means is that people are not going to be paying what they're expecting to pay, and it's going to cause a lot of trouble. Before I start, I want to make it clear that I have zero problem with how a store wants to run their business. My only issue is that they need to be clear about it. That's all I ask for, is being clear. And when we ask a question, I would expect a clear answer. I don't get that. It's very frustrating. And in this case, I asked some very straightforward questions, didn't get a reply. As a matter of fact, I got a reply that I specifically said, please don't answer that way. And that's the way Dan answered. And the other thing is that there was no solution offered. They know that it's confusing. And in Shaw's didn't say in the reply, here's what we can do for this coming sale. Here's what I want you guys to do. No, none of that. So it was just, yeah, we kind of made it confusing. Yeah, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, we'll plan differently next time. And they probably won't. They'll probably do this again. Anyway, let me just read my question and I'll think of things that I want to tell you as we go. Hi, Dan. I have some questions for you about the upcoming Buy Two, Get Two sale. I see that you replied to someone's question in an earlier post, and you stated that the Buy Two, Get Two is indeed mix and match across all the items shown in that sale. You also stated that the lowest priced items will be free. So I knew he had said that in a previous post. So now my questions to him are, 1, Please clarify again, if someone buys 4 Tide and 4 Near East rice, the 4 rice will be free, not 2 Tide and 2 rice? Question mark. 2. If question number 1 above really is that the 4 rice will be free, are you going to allow everyone to split transactions like this? Transaction 1, buy 4 Tide, so 2 Tide will be free, and then transaction number 2, buy 4 rice, so 2 rice will be free. See the issue here? Getting 2 free Tide and 2 free rice is way better than getting 4 free rice. Now the reason I even asked about splitting transactions is because in their policy, they have that you can't split transactions in order to circumvent coupon policy. Shaw's has a policy that only 4 like coupons will double in one transaction, so they don't want somebody who has 75 cents off Cheerios and has, 20 of those coupons to do 5 separate transactions using 4 coupons each. So that's the whole thing about the not splitting. There's nothing in the policy that says you can't split transactions. This has nothing to do with the coupons. I don't know, like say if there's no coupons out there for Tide, we want to get the Tide, you want to buy 4 Tide and get 2 Tide free. You don't want to buy all kinds of groceries and have something so little be the thing that gets deducted. Just a pain, just a pain, just a pain. Number 3, since your flyer does not show prices, and since you don't want us to use coupons on the free items, how on earth are couponers supposed to know which coupons to print or order in advance? We have no way of knowing which items will be the free ones. See, a couponer is very, very good about figuring out exactly what they're going to be buying, and they need to know what coupons to print or to order to use on that sale. So if you were planning on buying 60 items, you would have to know which 30 items will be the free ones and not use coupons on those. See how tricky it is? Number 4, would you, your higher ups, or any manager or cashier be able to answer this? Let's assume there would be coupons available for all the following items. Just pretend for the sake of a lesson. So I listed 8 items off the flyer for this sale. 1 Gorton's fish, Keebler cookies, Near East rice, Bird's Eye veggies, Cozy Shack pudding, Chicken of the Sea salmon, Chicken of the Sea tuna, Klondike bars. That's 8 items, all part of this sale. So I wrote that's 8 items total. Which 4 will be free? Please don't say the 4 lowest priced. I want you to specifically state which 4. Just want you to feel the pain we couponers are going through. If somebody had those 8 items on their list, and let's just say for the heck of it, they had a coupon for each one of those items, unless you have memorized the price of all the things at Shaw's, you're not going to know off the top of your head which 4 of those are going to be the 4 cheapest. I have shopped for a long time, and I can't even tell you, which things would be more expensive or not. I mean, I know that the Near East rice is on the bottom there somewhere, but I don't know, especially at Shaw's, the prices are so outrageous. So it's important to know if you're going to be a couponer. Shaw's says they love their couponers. They didn't think of couponers for this sale, gotta say that. Okay, number 5. Who on earth came up with this sale? And are you fully prepared for the backlash? I knew I wasn't going to get an answer to that. We want actual, well thought out answers to these questions. Seriously, we do. Am I being a little bit of a pest there? Yes, I am, because we don't get good answers. I'm sure there are many, many, many more scenarios of troublesome transactions that I'm not pointing out. I will leave it up to my followers to add their 2 cents to this by commenting below. And boy, did people comment. At the time that I'm reading this right now, there's 120 comments. I'm not going to read all these comments, and a lot of them are just people who just, even put a dot to follow to show that they also want to know. Let's see if there's anything that jumps out at me. This is someone who commented, "It is very difficult given the flyer doesn't specifically give a price as to what the lowest priced item would be. As a family of soon-to-be 5 on a strict budget, I plan my weekly shopping based on sale ads and online pricing. These types of BOGO sales, which Shaw's does frequently, puts a real strain on trying to determine what my total out-of-pocket will be at the register. And that's if the item scanned correctly." Got a point there. Most of all your local competitors have put their pricing available online. I think Shaw's could follow suit. I will add, even for the non-couponers, this type of sale proves to be very confusing. Thank you. Oh, totally. This sale is crazy. It is not good for couponers, but it's not good for regular shoppers. And if somebody doesn't look at the flyer, and guess what? Not everybody does. They're just going to have these things posted in the store, and people are just going to be grabbing stuff thinking, oh, if I buy two, I'm going to get two free. They're not going to have a clue as to which items will be scanned and come up as free. I mean, it's just crazy. A bunch of people following. Here's another one. And how is this going to be communicated to the stores and the cashiers so everyone is on the same page? They should be reaching out to the stores and saying, get ready, folks, because we screwed up big time. And then we have a lot saying they won't participate in the sale, and I don't blame them. And then this person says, I thought it meant you could mix and match with anything within the little boxes. That means, you know, on the flyer, whatever in that little box. But now I'm totally confused. Hate any of your BOGO sales that don't have prices in the flyers. The only safe thing to do is buy 4 of the exact same item, but that's not always what we want to do. And that doesn't even work if you're buying other items too. Because if you buy 4 Tide and 4 of something else, if they're cheaper than the Tide, those are the 4 items that will be free. So you would have to buy 4 of one thing and then only 4 at a time if you want to save. Following. Splitting transactions should be okay in this instance, as it has nothing to do with circumventing the coupon policy. And I actually replied to that one and said, my thoughts exactly. The BOGO sales are always hard to work with. I either have to guess what I think the price is around an item or make an extra trip to the store to check prices for everything I might be interested in. Throw in that it's not buy one, get one, but buy 2, get 2, and that makes it even more confusing. I would expect that if I purchased 4 items with 2 like items, say 2 Tide and 2 rice, that I would pay for 1 Tide and 1 rice and get 1 Tide and 1 rice free. If the rules are this unclear, I would hope all stores lean in favor of what is beneficial to the customer. While I understand for profit, this seems to be a backdoor way to trick the buyer into spending more. At least be honest and straight up increase the prices if you need to make more money. You know, she has a point, because it's like what I was saying. I don't care if a store makes millions of dollars. We live in a country where we're allowed to be as rich as we want to be, and I'm all for that. It's exciting to me that people can just do whatever they want, and I don't care. I don't think it's greedy for people to be millionaires. I don't. I just think it's awesome. And I want the stores to make all the money they want. But to me, Shaw's, you know, when I read the reply, I would have rather the reply would have said, you know, yeah, we did it this way because we were hoping to, you know, have a lot of people make mistakes and have a lot of people, you know, just assume they were getting one price when they're not. I mean, you know, I would actually appreciate an answer like that. I really would. Instead of saying what they said. Looked at the ad and decided not to shop. Too much for this old brain. I am so lost with this sale, I'm honestly just considering traveling down to Market Basket. If I can't get definite clarification, my store doesn't have the same prices as advertised half of the time, and I guarantee this will be more of a headache than it's worth. I'm assuming by the way the registers automatically credit free items that in order to have control over which items you get for free, you will have to separate each set of 4. If you were to get 4 Tide, 4 rice, hoping to get 2 free Tide and 2 free rice, the system is not going to recognize that. And then she goes on. I think we all use the rice Tide scenario because that was like things on way opposite ends of the price range here. So I shop at Shaw's weekly and was disappointed by the upcoming sale. I definitely won't be participating in it. I shop with my 4-year-old and 2-year-old, so there's no way I'm going to sit there and do separate transactions. I guess I will be shopping at Hannaford that week. I wouldn't even attempt this without separating transactions, not in a million years. And then I posted again because at that point, I think 4 hours had passed. I tagged Shaw's. I know it might take a long time to give us well thought out answers, but can you please at least let us know you read this post and are working on it? The sale starts tomorrow. Shaw's has been very disappointing lately. I go on the first day of the sale and at least half, if not more, of the sale items aren't on the shelves. And I go early enough in the day. I mean, a lot of people complain about that. Very upset with this upcoming week sale due to all the buy two, get two free and having to separate transactions with an infant, it's difficult to know what my out-of-pocket will be, and having a strict budget each week. I need to know going into the store what I'm planning to spend. There are so many people that are not even concerned about the coupon issue. They're concerned with just knowing how much money they're going to spend on groceries. And bravo to the people who are that concerned and that, devoted on trying to stick to a budget, because not everybody is a couponer or needs to coupon or has the time to coupon, and you shouldn't really have to coupon. If you want to live your life, without couponing, you should be able to go to the store and know in advance what you're going to be paying for your groceries that week. So I'm glad that these people are, speaking up and saying that they would like to know. It's not just about coupons, but just, like I said, think of the people who also want to use coupons to bring the price down. I don't know. Need to know which items are free, because you're not supposed to use a coupon on those items. The hoops we customers are made to jump through in order to get a good deal are becoming more and more ridiculous. And then someone had said, Shaw's seems to not be acknowledging this, or am I wrong and have missed something? No, they don't acknowledge anything, especially when I ask a question, because I'm sure they have to have, hour-long meetings with everybody to figure out what to say, because they don't know the answer. They just don't. And I know some people get upset that it's like I'm picking on Dan or whatever. And I'm picking on them because there's no reason to constantly be treated like this. None. Zero reason. None. They don't need to come up with a sale like this without putting a lot of thought into it. And they certainly don't need to ignore our questions. Tomorrow should be an extra nightmare at Shaw's because of this sale. Cashiers are bound to be more confused than normal. Cashiers know the least. They don't know. And how can they be trained for stuff like this? You can't. They're making their sales harder and harder to understand. I only shop for sale items because I can't afford the price difference between stores on non-sale items. Just can't justify paying $3.29 regular price for a box of juicy juice I get at Hannaford's for $2.19. That's a big difference, and that's only one example. It is true that if you can shop cheaper somewhere else, but yet you go to Shaw's because you're expecting a sale to work a certain way, or you have coupons that you're expecting to work for you. If it doesn't work, you end up paying a whole lot more money than if you would have shopped elsewhere. So you want it to work. All right, there are a ton of other replies and comments from everybody, but now I'm going to read Dan's reply. Where is his reply? I just rolled by it. Okay, Dan replies, "Hello everyone. I want to begin by saying that I truly apologize for the confusion this sale has caused, and that your comments are being shared with our merchandising team and those who write the ads. We understand the purchase scenarios that have been delicately outlined above," when I listed 8 items and I asked which 4 would be free. "And the only response I have is that the lowest priced items will be the free items in the transaction. I specifically said not to say that," but he throws that in there just because I said not to. And first of all of you guys who think I'm a Dan hater, I have a history with Dan that I've never said publicly. I've said a little bit on their Facebook page. Something that happened a while back that infuriated me, and I even spoke all the way up to corporate about it. I don't respect him for what he did, and one day you'll know. So it's not that I'm hating on him. I speak nicely to him on Facebook because he's the one that's replying most of the time. But there is a history, so if I seem snarky at times, it's because he earned that from me. People teach you how to treat them. I think Dr. Phil says that. But you don't have to like the way I am. You don't. I don't care. Please know that I've shared your concerns regarding not having the prices listed on BOGOs, which causes confusion and frustration, and this will be considered when planning future programs. Thank you, Dan. Where is the solution for this upcoming mess? Like I said, I don't care how they want that sale to play out. If they want it to be that you buy 100 items and 50 of them will be free, and it's going to be the 50 cheapest ones or whatever. Yes, that needs to be on the flyer somewhere. And then people can decide whether or not it's worth shopping. They'll say, okay, well, some of my items will be free. It won't be the more expensive ones. Or those people can, make out separate lists of buying certain amounts of, like doing transactions of just the more expensive items so that at least you'll be saving more money, stuff like that. So let's notice that he did not answer my question. Let me go back up to my question. He answered, number one, clarified that yes, if you were to buy 8 items, it's the 4 cheapest ones that will be free. He didn't make any comment about the splitting transactions. So I'm going to tell you what I think since he didn't reply. There is nothing in the policy that says you can't split transactions. You will have cashiers, managers, whatever, telling you you cannot split transactions. The only time you're not allowed to split transactions is if you're trying to get around the coupon policy. Splitting transactions in this case has nothing to do with coupon policy. You're doing it because you want to get the best price in this BOGO sale. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, I am happy that Shaw's can make millions, but doesn't mean you have to throw your money at them. You have the right to save money the way you want to save money. There's nothing wrong with saying, well, if they're going to do this sale this way, this is what I have to do to get the best price. And he didn't comment on the whole splitting transaction thing. So do what you want to do. He had a chance to comment. If he wanted to say, no, we're not going to let you guys split transactions, he should have said so, but he didn't. So take it as you can. And again, he didn't answer any part of, what a coupon is supposed to do. If I have coupons for some of these items and I can't know in advance really which ones are going to be free. And again, you have to remember that things might not scan right. So even if you had every price written down and said, okay, I'm buying these 8 items, these are going to be the 4 cheapest. What if something scans wrong? You're not going to know if the coupon you have is really being applied to an item that you paid for. So here's what I'm going to say about this. If you have coupons for a whole bunch of items on your list, bring them. Bring them all. Shop and tell the cashier, look, in advance. Tell the cashier in advance and say, look, I have all these coupons. I have no clue which ones are going to be free or not. Let the cashier work it out. Say, if it's a coupon that is going to scan and be accepted, fine. And then let them know that any coupon they reject for whatever reason, you want the coupon back in your hand. They don't get to just like scan through and put everything away. People have to do this so Shaw's really gets the message that couponers need more organization than what they're throwing at us. It's not your fault. You have the right to use coupons. They didn't say no coupons allowed on this sale. You have the right to use coupons. And if it's too difficult for you to figure out how to use them, give them all your coupons and say, you guys figure it out. That's what I would love to see you do. Let them figure it out. It's just ridiculous. See, I even said, I named those 8 items. Please don't say the 4 lowest priced. I want you to specifically state which 4. Of course, he ignored that. And then I knew he wasn't going to say who came up with this sale. I was just being funny there. Okay, so then after his reply, let's get back to the reply. I am very frustrated with this. And if you would like to know my Dan story, leave a comment on this video. See how much interest there is in that. It's a good story. You'll like it. Although corporate told me once upon a time to never mention it publicly, but I don't know, didn't understand what they meant. Okay, so after his lovely reply, every time you hear a little ding, that's somebody else commenting on this. Thanks for the answer, Dan. I'll be skipping Shaw's this week. Don't want to have to do multiple transactions of 4 items, not worth the headache. Totally agree. And I'm not even doing this for my sake. I'm not shopping. It's very rare that I shop at Shaw's anymore because I don't use coupons. I shop their reduced items. You see me every Monday when I go to Shaw's. You see me in my car and I show you guys what I buy. I'm doing this because I don't want you guys to have the hassle. And it's just wrong to have a sale this complicated. And then somebody else writes, I'm thinking unless you need 4 of the same, avoid that sale. I can't even imagine how many pissed off people will be up at the service desk. I'm skipping this week too. With this kind of response from Dan, I will be skipping Shaw's this week. The buy 2, get free is so misleading and so wrong and will be fooling so many regular shoppers, coupon shoppers. Shame on you, Shaw's. I believe many more of your best shoppers will be going elsewhere this week. Where's my reply to him? Oh, it must be under there. And somebody else asked, and you can do more than one transaction without coupons? Because that's the whole thing we want to know. Sorry for the additional questions, but my store is quite interesting with their rules. So I'd like to have a screenshot to take with me. Oh, and the cashiers just love it when we say, Dan said we could do this or couldn't do this. So what does this mean for tomorrow? I love a good sale, but this one is way too much work. Market basket, here I come. And then I wrote, Dan, what do you suggest couponers do? Couldn't he have given a little crumb as to what everybody could do to make this go a little bit smoother? No, no crumb. And then I also wrote, Dan, do you think the stores are going to be on board with the separate transactions? They will think we can't do that, but we can because it's not due to coupons that we'll be splitting. It's due to the way your sale is set up. And then somebody else said, that's my concern, Darlene Michaud, with little carrots pointing up to me. And then I wrote, I'm sure Dan won't reply again to answer the questions he did not answer in the first place. He's a one-time reply kind of guy. LOL. And it's true. He throws one little reply on there and then he's done with it. He doesn't care. He goes and watches TV. Well, that is messed up. I think it's wrong. If the Tide of buy two, get two and the rice are you purchase 4 of each, you should get 2 of the Tide free. But I'm sorry, I'm not spending that on laundry soap. That could have 2 free to get 2 inexpensive rice free. I'm not reading these right. My glasses are better. It's just my inability to read. And then I wrote, my concern is not so much the fact that you are getting all the lower priced items for free. And it's not. If that's stated out there, we know we can decide if we want to shop it or not. My concern is that we can't plan ahead on which coupons to use if we don't know the price of the items. And what a nightmare to have to keep track of all the prices as you shop to know which ones you can use coupons on. I can't stress enough how important that is. And for a couponer, when you're looking at the flyer and you're planning your trip, you want to order coupons in advance. You want to know which coupons to print. You don't want to be ordering coupons and printing all kinds of coupons and then getting to the store and say, okay, these 20 are the higher price. These 20 are in the lower price. Oh, wait, no, that one goes on this column. Oh, no, this one goes on this column. Oh, my coupons, my coupons, my coupons. I'm telling you, bring your groceries to the register, hand them all your coupons. Hand them the coupons and say, here are my coupons for this transaction. Give it to them. Just hand them over, let them deal with it. I would love to see everybody do that. I guess that's pretty much it. I know that I sound frustrated. I am. I'm passionate about this. I like clear answers. I am not going to be pretending in any way that I have high respect for Dan, because I don't. And those of you who know me, think about it. You know me. I think a lot of you really know me. You've seen me cry in my car. Do you think for a minute that I would be upset with Dan or saying I don't respect him unless there was a good reason? And believe me, there's a good reason. I have the right to say so. I don't care what anybody says. So, yeah, so it's a little bit personal, but it's a lot of bit that it just doesn't make any sense. Just doesn't make any sense. And if I ever put my foot in my mouth and it gets to the point where Shaz doesn't want me to do the flyer anymore, I've been doing it for a long time. I wouldn't cry if I lost that job. And it's not a job that they pay me for, that is for sure. I've never received any compensation from Shaz whatsoever, not even when I gave away, what was it, like $1,000 worth of gift cards came all out of my pocket. Shaw's never paid a dime for it. So I will continue to read comments on other Facebook pages, not just this one. I just read this one because I wrote it, and I don't like the answer I got. For you guys, I don't like it for you guys. I want you guys to be able to go to Shaw's tomorrow and all week and have wonderful shopping experiences. Instead, it's going to be filled with comments in groups about how horrible it went. And I hope that you guys do report in and let Shaw's know. Post on their Facebook page. Let them know that you didn't have a good experience if you didn't. If you had a good experience, fine and dandy too. So, I don't know how many enemies I made. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore about anything. I can do what I want. So, just... What time is it? I have to watch TV later. 7:15. Alrighty, I just wanted to say bye. Please remember, this is a public forum. I know there are people that think it's weird that I'm reading stuff and putting it on YouTube, but it's posted where everyone can see. And with that said, yes, I will have the link to this particular post down below this video. So you're free to go and read all the comments that I didn't read, because there are a lot of them. A lot of people were interested in this. So I hope that you are interested. I hope that in some weird way this helps, because I think the more they know, the better they'll have to get with their sales and with their replies or with their openness up front. I know a lot of people think Shaw's does this on purpose, and I know it's possible that stores would do this on purpose. I don't even think they're smart enough to figure that out. I think they just don't understand what it's like to be a couponer. I can almost promise you that everybody who's behind these things, they've never probably used a coupon in their life or tried to plan what they were buying to be within a certain budget, or even check their receipt to see if something's scanned right. You know, they don't realize that people do that, and people get frustrated. And when you go through a register and you say, oh, that rang up wrong, it was supposed to be this, they should say, boy, oh boy, we are sorry. Let's take care of that for you. Let's give you something for your trouble. I don't care if they give you, I don't know, a friggin' candy bar, something. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, okay, I gotta stop because I'm so wound up. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed. I got a lot of frustration out. I'm gonna sleep better tonight. And please subscribe. Please give a thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. And if you want to go ahead and tell Dan to watch this video, go right ahead. I ain't afraid of them anymore. And if they want to take the Shaw's flyer away from me, I'm good with that too. It's getting to the point where I'm just gonna go with the flow, be myself, say what I want to say, and there'll always be a way that I can help you guys couponing. Maybe we all need to leave Shaw's, not just me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.